Alright, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back into another video. If you haven't noticed, a tweet was done just a couple of minutes ago talking about the future of the Paladins 2024 and also the state of 2023. And on that same tweet, this goes into the Paladins website. In the middle of this many texts there's in there is the news that the stream team is to end at the end of October. Now, if you don't know what the stream team is, it is a team of streamers who all stream in the Paladins game channel. We all have our individual channels, obviously, but we stream at the Paladins game channel at different times. They're given to us. We are paid to be there. Yes, there's no secret about that. Many people have already stated that. And essentially, we keep the channel running 21 hours a day. Recently, the hours were cut to 10 hours a day. And obviously that did, made the amount of shifts that people have a lot less, but it doesn't matter. It is still that point of community gathering, whatever you want to call it. People, when they needed help, when they want to meet streamers, when they want to play with somebody, this would be the place for it. And from then on, they could then launch themselves to the rest of Twitch and check out other streamers and just engage with them and so on. Or just go for the ones that were already on the channel and check out their main channels. The end of the stream team means, at least to me, a lot more than just the end of the stream team, because the last few times that this has happened on other games, well, it did meant that it was very close to the end of that same game, but we'll get to there in a second. I just want to say this. I know that a lot of people were super happy that the stream team has ended, some because they never made it into the stream team to begin with, and so they're butthurt that they didn't make it in and they're really upset. Others because they have their own channels and they stream and they think that the stream team, the channel being up, is essentially the consequence or the reason to the consequence of lack of viewers on their streams, which it's understandable. It's all opinions. I'm not saying that your opinions are wrong. I am saying, however, that you might be happy about it, but this might mean a lot worse than what it is, because just take the example of Realm Royale. They had a stream team, and once they finished it, it meant that it was very close to the end, and Realm Royale just went to shit after that. In fact, Thor was part of that stream team, and Baggins, and once that stream team ended, the game then had a patch with no battle pass whatsoever, and it stayed like that for almost 2 years until Thor came back begging please to let him work on the game that he just loved so much. Now, I'm not saying that this is going to happen to Paladins, but it might be a sign, because I mean, let me go through some of the stuff that have been going downhill all the way till now, and then compare it to other games like Smite, for example, and explain why I think this is one of the last few steps before the end of the game. Now, I might be wrong. Again, I'm not saying Paladins will die. It might happen. We'll see. But let me just take you to this list. First, let's start off with OB64. This was a very long time ago. Some of you don't even know OB64, but OB64 did scar the game pretty heavily. A lot of people did leave the game because the game was very pay to win at the time, very unbalanced, and just very grindy as well. Competitive was completely forked up because people would have all their cards at the same levels, therefore they couldn't make their loadouts stand out on specific spots. And when people complained about it, some of the devs just told the community they weren't going to shut it down because they were too hard for it. Funnily enough, soon after the numbers started dropping, somebody by the name of Chris, a developer, went in there and supposedly saved the game. Even though, in my opinion, I don't think that it was that much of a big deal. It was literally just them listening to the community and finally doing what they were meant to do. Because sometimes I think people forget that when they're creating a game, they're not creating the game for themselves. They're creating the game for the players. It's like it's a business, and those players are your customers. So you listen to your customers, you do what they want, and then you have a successful business. But hey, that's just me saying. I'm not a game developer. I wouldn't know. Let's continue. They reverted the OB64, but it still left a lot of scars. Pretty soon, they also brought in crossplay. Now, for a lot of people, crossplay was one of the best things in the game. For me, it was a bit awkward because even though it did bring a lot of possibilities for us on consoles to play with the people on PCs and so on, even though Sony did not allow for cross progression for this entire time because they only think about money. And unfortunately, it also brought a lot of server issues. If you guys never noticed, that's when it started. In fact, there's a known bug on the community where if you have a lot of friends on your friends list, because it's trying to load the information from those people, and they might be from different platforms like consoles and so on, it actually might create lag for you in your games. Did you look at that? Pretty soon after that, the end of esports was another big spot on the downfall of Paladins, even though I still think that, you know, when they said that they were going to bring it back when they fixed the game, it's, you know, those relationships when they say, oh, I need a break, and you know for a fact it's never going to continue. It's never going to go back to what it used to be, right? That's exactly what it felt like. When they said, we're going to stop esports just for a bit, I knew it. I knew for a fact that they were never going to bring it back. Soon enough, we also had other tournaments like PPCs and whatever, where they had crossplay on and also shut it all down. And a bunch of other community tournaments and so on. All of that just went to shit. Then after this, and around the same area of the same timeline, spot in the timeline, they also ended the peace and part system, kill cams, and top lies. All stuff that people have been begging please to bring back. All stuff that will never come back because they're too deep down into the game now to go back and bring it and make it work with the current version of the game. Then they also tried to change the VGS wheel, which nobody asked for, and people on console are now left with a VGS that has nothing to do with the original, which lacks some of the voice lines like quiet or bye, because I guess that was too toxic. Then they also terminated the community battle passes because apparently there was a lot of issues with that. It was too time consuming, I guess, and also created a lot of toxicity, and the same people would always get the same skins. It was always Leons and so on. I'm kind of on board with that one, to be honest, even though it was a bit of a, you know, the game is working with the community here to throw them a bone or something, but you know. Then soon enough we started having a lot more server issues and audio issues, and then obviously release champions like Azan, which were warned to the developers that were extremely OP, still are, and you know, I don't know, these champions just keep showing up. We have champions like Betty showing up, Sati showing up, Ray with her infinite DR, Nyx with her infinite CC and the damage absorption, Azan, which apparently, if you never noticed, when he dashes through a CC target, the CC immune target, they get stunned. If he uses the ultimate on a Luna or a standing Yago, it moves it. You can use your ultimate to get out of bounds with Azan, by the way. Just meant to bring that into the table. Then the bounty store ended. Which for a lot of people this is messed up because, you know, they were getting skins and such, but it also meant that it was a little bit to sort of fight back the entire 24/7 rerun streams of people just, you know, with the drops. But that wasn't enough, so they ended the drops as well. Also, the end of the OC, which this is one of the points I want to come back here into in just a second. Then crossplay and ranked, because we don't have enough people on competitive to essentially you know, have fast queues into a certain elo, so they just matched up everything. Even though they did say that apparently we would have separate ranks, it's literally on the post they did, but apparently not. That's not what happened. But okay. Then the Switch ended. Trials have ended for quite a while now, and they always say that it will bring it back, or maybe it will come back, but I've never seen it back. Then the Twitch drops ended, like I said before. Then the stream team had less hours. Now the stream team is ending. The spectator is not working, and then when it does work, it doesn't have its keybinds because people were using the spectator to apparently drop hack games because they could get the IP address of the lobby by spectating. Big mess. But all I'm saying is that what I'm seeing here is a lot of stuff has been discontinued or shut down or essentially removed from the game because it does either bring too much work to fix, or it's not, you know, it's not productive. It's not productive. It doesn't bring any revenue, whatever. I don't know. It doesn't matter. According to the entire post that they did, They didn't mention everything I was expecting them to, because the channel apparently will still continue with showcases and patch notes. Sorry, not patch notes, but like according to them, got emojis and so on. Which that's another thing. We had avatar tournaments; those never came back. We had the got emojis. Apparently, they tried to do one recently. That's it. Then nothing else. Tournaments on the community, they can't even happen without spectator mode, so that's another thing. A lot of server issues. No, there's apparently server issues on SEA, so there's a lot of things just happening over and over and over. They're just like, it's further pushing like Paladins down the well even more, and which is sad and scary. So I want people to understand one thing. When I'm saying that I'm upset with the entire stream team ending, it's not because just I'm losing another source of revenue, which still sucks, and especially at this exact time that it just happened to have a baby of 3 months old. And before you start saying that I shouldn't have that baby, if the intention was to have the stream team being my main source of revenue to essentially provide for the kid, that was never the intention. And do remind yourselves that it takes 9 months for a baby to be born, and then he has another 3 months already. So it wasn't necessarily done the decision at the exact moment I knew that the stream team would end. So it has nothing to do one with the other, although it is very unfortunate and the timing is super bad, but hey, I'll manage somehow. And speaking of which, if you guys ever want to join me on my main channel, twitch.tv/CreepersYT, and if you also want to join me on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/@Kreepers. All right, so those will be the main channels where I'll continue to create content and so on. So you guys are more than welcome to join me and play some games, talk to me, and even have more information about this, because after I finish this video, I will be live and you will be able to find me on my Twitch. Okay. But back to what I was saying. So it's not just because of that revenue being shut down, but it also does mean that I'm scared for the future of Paladins, because this might be the greatest thing ever. Okay, maybe even I will start to get more viewers on my channel. It doesn't matter. But the thing is, the last time they shut down stream teams, their games eventually just started going down even further, because it was that last point they were trying to salvage the game with maybe whatever revenue they were spending on the stream team. And also, now is the part where I want to talk about. Part of the information that it's on that post does say that they will moving forward, they will try to work independently with streamers to promote their content and support their coverage of their game. But here's the thing, that could still happen even with the stream team. Trying to say that that's what we're going to be doing from now on, it's kind of weird for me, because this is something that it should have been done a long time ago. It had nothing to do with the stream team. All right, Smite does that. Okay, how many times has Smite specifically worked with individual content creators to have, for example, patch notes being presented, or drunken lore episodes? You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Like I'm talking about Punk Duck and many others. And that still happens with the stream team on. Stream team of Smite still works. Okay, according to what I understand, the revenue of Paladins is going down so much that they can't afford the stream team, which is fine. You have to shut it down, sure. But it doesn't mean that this will save the game. It does not, okay? And Smite still has its stream team. Another thing that, for example, we lost was the AOC. The reason for apparently the AOC was, I think, leak of information or something, according to some rumors that are going around. You know, but then they also explained that it's just they wanted to work with more people at the same time instead of just like 6 people or 8 people of the UC. Funnily enough, Smite still has the Olympians and does the same thing at the partners. So it's like, I'm confused. Some of these information just seem like corporate answers to try to ease our anger a little bit. But I guess if this is what you have to do, then sure. But one thing is certain, I'm really scared for the future of Paladins. And I can only imagine what's going to happen on the next few months or so. Apparently the stream team didn't even made it to December. It has to end at the end of October. And that's it. So for anyone who's watching right now and who has watched all the way to the end, there's a bunch of different streamers that I've met throughout the entire stream team era. I've been there since Chushino left, and Romanova was actually the one who asked me if I still wanted to join the stream team, because I did show interest. And then I did do an interview and they liked me, so I got in, and I've been there since then. I've met a lot of people, wonderful people. Dodge Bullets, Faye Razzle, Super Bounce, alright? I work right now with Bees, Valley, Mitch, and Slugger, and so many others, alright? There's many wonderful content creators in there, and I'm just gonna ask you for one thing. Go into the Twitch channel of Paladins. Check out the suggested channels they have. Some of those streamers are there, or if not every single one of them. Check out their content. Maybe you will find your next best streamer. All right, and good luck to everyone who is on the stream team, who was on the stream team, and now will not continue, just like me. And good luck to the community of Paladins. Let's see what the next few months of Paladins are going to reserve for us, because I sure as hell don't know. And I guess that's it. See you guys on the stream. Bye.